Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of War and Infinite Panels. I'm joined by my co-host Jules.
Yay! Hey,
Yeah,
hello everybody. Sorry, I had a con, I had a flat tire, had a nephew to watch over, had parents
yeah,
going
Uncle.
away.
Yeah, Jules has kids to take care of now. He's a full family man, and myself is I recently moved into a new apartment with my girlfriend, and getting things all set up, like a computer, computer, printer, all that fun stuff, recording equipment.
It's like we even had a storm over here, and yeah, that's never fun.
Nah, it doesn't sound like it.
Uh,
But anyway,
yeah,
I
it's
hope
been an interesting 2 weeks, and it's
for
been an interesting week overall, and I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, fresh from San Diego Comic Con, we finally got it decided on the Titans trailer that's coming from DC, and man, it is a horrible trailer for a show that Jules and I were pretty trying to be open-minded about, but here we are. Doesn't
We
look good.
try to be open-minded. Remember when the set shots were put out. It's like, we'll give it a shot. I mean, the only thing wrong is just the visuals. It's like, it doesn't look too bad. Then we see this trailer.
And
Oh.
the costumes that were persistent in the set shots were looks like the same ones they use in the trailer, which is pretty bad because the closer it is to the trailer, the more likely the costumes we have seen are probably going to be finalized. And I say probably, it just looks real bad. And it
Like
hurts
even
more because we believe that DC was like, yeah, this isn't the finalized photo, and the actor's like, it's not finalized, and here we are.
it's like I could deal with the costumes, but the general tone of this trailer is just
Yeah, it's just so dark, night shots everywhere.
Raven looking possessed
Yeah,
again.
Raven looking possessed. She doesn't really have the
The
you know,
four eyes.
yeah, she doesn't have the jewel on her head or anything. She looks super pasty. I mean, it's okay, but like super duper pasty. Uh, Beast Boy looks like a random jock in a red and white suit. Starfire looks exactly not good.
It's like, I'm sorry, but she looks like a hooker.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, not
And
good.
and Robin, oh, let's talk about
Yeah, let's talk
Robin.
about Robin's new take on life.
It's like, okay, he's a detective. Okay, I can see that happening. And then and you there's a certain
Yeah, he
word.
legitimately just actually like, Where's Batman?" Beats of the villains brutally, and he's like, you know, he's actually, if I'm gonna say, "Fuck Batman." I'm like, really? What are you, Jason Todd? Were you Damien? That's not your thing, man. That's not the Dick Grayson way.
And then he proceeds to beat them into a bloody puddles.
I know. It's like I said, this is just too brutal. This is the wrong. You got the wrong Robin.
It's like, are you sure this isn't Damien? Are you sure?
Yeah,
It's
Damien,
like
Jason Todd. You sure this is the right guy?
it's like, dear, it's like even Jason is looking at this and it's like, oh, whoa, too much, too much, too much.
Dude, chill. This is too violent, bro.
It's like, do I even have emo music that will? Because I kept my list of emo music from high school because I'm nostalgic that way. But
Yeah,
nothing I have here is gonna fit. That's yeah. But yeah.
yeah.
Let's talk about the tone. It's just, of course, there's no sunlight. Shocker, because to DC, what is the sun? What is light?
Entire night shots, complete. You don't even get to see the coloring of, which I'm assuming if it's a Robin costume, Robin, classic Robin, which is Dick Grayson, is red and yellow and green. If you're going with green undershorts or green pants, green. He's a brightly colored hero. Here, dark, brooding, pain, suffering.
Well, you won't be able to see the colors anyway because of all the blood splatters.
Blood splatters, night scenes. It's just pretty bad.
And Raven looking all possessed. Again, we get it. She's the daughter of Trigon. We get it. That's her defining thing. But why does she look like the Grudge? And also, do we have to open with that right out the gate?
Right, you open with like the first arc probably leading to Trigon or Brother Blood, because Colt's interested. I was like, I thought you were gonna open how they met, or you're gonna open with a showcase of each individual hero being a hero. Like together we're hero, to individual we're hero, but together we're titans. That would have been a lot better. I just thought that like 5 seconds, guy. DC, call me, I'm your guy.
I mean, that's what they did with, like, remember that pilot episode they had, the beginnings, where we saw how in the Teen Titans cartoon it was it was just them being brought together by a common threat, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah, similar to the comics done by Wolfman, but it was like psychic message done by Raven saying, "I invited you all because I need your help for something," which is fine. Like I said, I think they should have did something simple, and they just went this dark, grudgy path DC always takes because everyone wants to be a goddamn edgelord. What? Seriously, what the f? What the f? What the f, man?
Well, let's see. How
It
can
looks
I
horrible
di-
across the board.
how can I diagnose this? Whenever we look at anything from DC or even from the Titans, it's like what people remember the most is usually the heavy, dark they remember. They don't think about like what's in between. Like, do they think about the lighthearted moments? Do they think about the really cool superhero moments, which are, silly in nature, but it's still fun? No, they don't remember that. Not even from, let's say, the Marv Wolf days
No, my
of
Wolfman
Teen
days, yeah.
Titans. It's like there were serious moments, sure, but
It
it
was all
was,
serious. It was a teen drama, my boy.
oh yeah, but you weren't steeped in misery. It's like
Oh no.
you actually felt for these guys. And they did indulge in some shenaniganery, just some
Yeah, and
lightheartedness.
by the way, where's for the Titans? I'm being serious. Where's the cyborg?
Oh no, he's
Where's my
off with
boy
he,
Wally West?
oh no, it's like Wally's too lighthearted and positive. We can't have him around. They're
LOL.
probably gonna edge lord up Beast Boy and Starfire, which I'm sick of.
Which, by
And
the way, would be a
Cyborg, oh,
terrible
he's off.
idea. They did to edge up a character like that. He has his own complications. To do that would just be horrendous.
Or even with Starfire, it's like, guys, we just, we, we just got Happy Starfire back in the comics. We just got that.
Yeah,
We moved away from the Red Hood and the Outlaws version,
yeah,
and it's like, oh, and yeah, Cyborg, he's off with the Justice League,
yeah.
which is
It's
okay. It's a step up for him, and I'm happy for him. But
at the same time you're also semi erasing his Titan roots. It just seems weird.
and and again, it's like, really, guys. Is it just the edginess that you remember Starfire compliments on Earthling bikinis and like, oh, this is not like, why do I have to dress up this way just so that way I could attract men? And then she goes along with it anyway.
Yeah, it's like you didn't think like it just seems like one of those. This is bad. We all know this is bad.
It's like, how did you go from a more lighthearted Flash and
Teen drama series, yeah. To this,
Heroes of Tomorrow? But what is it? Heroes of Tomorrow? I haven't caught up with DC's TV lately.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. I've only seen bits of it, and it's so carefree and lighthearted. To this, how'd you go
Yeah.
from that to this? Was it
Oh yeah.
because
Even from Black Lightning, it's like trust me, this is a legitimate embarrassment.
it's like what? Because Jeff Johns stepped down. It's like, oh, we can do our edgelord crap again. No, you stay in the corner.
It's more like Jeff John stepped down. We're smarter than him. I'm like, good luck with that.
This hurts.
Yeah.
Is this? It's like when Dark Knights came out. It's like, oh dear gosh, we're doing this again. Okay, you've been good, DC. You can have one edgelord thing. Then they go the entire 5 miles with it.
But the thing is, in this case of Dark Knight, that movie was actually good.
No, as in the comics.
Oh, the comics. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dark Knight. You mean Dark Knight 3? Yeah, yeah. That is something no one should ever openly talk about.
Oh no, I mean like the Dark Knights, as in with the Joker that never laughs and everything.
Yeah. Dark Knight 1 was okay. Dark Knight 2 by Frank Miller is questionable. Dark Knight 3 is something I don't even talk about. It's not even like no.
It's like, no, and it only perpetuates this. I'm gonna get into detail about this in its own video, but Why? Why, DC? You were getting praise for all the light-hearted stuff that you were putting out because we were tired of all the darkness and edginess and brooding and trying to be adults. What?
And the worst part about it is in DC say not to take it all away from them, or you're saying that they already had a line for this. It's called Vertigo. You put all your adult stuff in Vertigo, the
There you
hardcore stuff.
go. I
So
mean, but the thing is, like, I love Sandman. It can get serious. It can get it can get very surreal, but I wouldn't want the entire DC line to be just Sandman. That would be terrible. Or like
yeah, or just or the dark Constantine, not this Constantine, like the real Constantine, the guy who would sell your soul out for a sandwich.
but it's like, are you guys just ashamed of anything light and happy and fun or something? Or it's a rule that I have. Don't do anything edgy or grimdark unless you have something to say, because people are gonna get turned off by that very quickly unless you have some form of levity in between. And I swear, I really hope that Starfire and Beast Boy are not edge lorded up,
And
because
I hope that they're. Oh, excuse me, Starfire's instance. Please change your constant, please.
it's like we gave it a chance, but in seeing it in the trailer, no.
This looks
I'm just what
horrendous. Yeah.
I'm just half expecting that costume to burst into flames when she powers up. And
Yeah,
also, speak.
and also, I don't know. Why couldn't you CG her to make her skin like look more orange or more alien-esque something? Anything,
Like maybe
guys?
when she uses her powers, like she turns orange or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like
Or you
I
could
could
put body
accept
paint,
that.
make her default orange. Just saying.
It's like if one of the actors is willing to go through the whole greenification of Beast Boy, then what about her?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, what is going on here?
But or at the very least, can we have a less hookery kind of outfit? Please? Like it's not the actress's fault. It's not her fault, but
No, no, it's like she took the job and it was like, oh, this is what I gotta do. Okie dokie.
but can we get her out of the hooker outfit? Like episode 2, like she better be out of it. It's like maybe it gets burned away when she uses her powers, which those don't look like convincing starbolts.
No, they
They
don't. No.
don't. They're supposed to shine like a bright green, and no, it's just generic fireball.
Yeah, Fireball. Like I said, it makes me disheartened because this is the best we got
And people are defending it by saying, "Oh, but we've never had a live-action Robin." Well, in TV form, sure, not
in
since the
TV.
Adam West.
Yeah,
Uh,
and my thing too is like that's still not a valuable argument because bad value is just bad value. I mean, I personally wanted a good Titans show forever. I mean, I read the comics. I love Young Justice. I love the Teen Titans TV show. When they did it for Cartoon Network, when Man in Action was on it, it's like
if it
this
was
is
an if it was something new, then we can understand. It's like getting a bad version of what you want, yes, is better than not getting it at all. But
but
when
a
we've
bit.
seen better versions of, this is not that instance. This is like something we've seen better versions of
Yeah,
a lot.
even its joke counterpart, Teen Titans Go, is a better show, which I don't want to live in that world where that's correct.
It's like I'm very sure a cold shiver went down your spine by saying that.
Yep. And Teen Titans Go to me is a super troll. And by the way, Teen Titans Go made fun of this, and this would happen. This is just delicious irony.
They had several episodes about seriousness, and I love it because it's so poignant. Because now Teen Titans Go, it's we've seen how DC fans can be like, so this is your perfect show if you want to make fun of those kind of people. It's great. But and also a lot of people willingly admit that they would rather watch Teen Titans Go than this. It is a known fact. Hey guys,
It's not even funny, yeah.
well to me it's funny. It's
And
like
no,
okay,
it's not funny in the sense that I feel disgusted that the best part about DC right now is their off-brand comedy shows, movies like Lego Batman. It's a phenomenal movie. Like I recommend that movie to everybody to see at least once or twice. And
oh
then
yeah.
Teen Titans Go, I feel like I'm gonna watch it and enjoy it because it's the only thing that's gonna be at least something.
And also, there was like the shorts, Justice League Action. It's like,
Oh
man,
yeah,
I really wish this was a show. But then somehow, I don't know. It's DC. Can you can you filter out the edginess? It's great. It's like you cleaned out the car, but there's still a whole bunch of crap inside that you need to fix.
yeah. Like the best way to describe it is like DC loves edge. DC loves its edginess, like how some people love hot sauce. Too much hot sauce is a bad thing because there's no flavor. Okay, it's okay to have it once in a while, but come on, guys, chill with that.
And you're gonna
And,
wreck your mouth with that.
exactly, and that's why everyone is screaming. There's so much hot sauce in their blood. What the hell, DC? What the f is going on with this Titans thing? And speaking of what the hell is going on, James Gunn will not be directing Guardians 3.
Oh, yeah, that kind of hurt. And it's so unfair to him. Those tweets were just from 10 years ago. And
Exactly.
he does reflect on, those are my thoughts 10 years ago. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not that same person anymore. Like even I can say certain posts, let's say 2, 3 years ago, they don't reflect the same way how I feel now. It's like I
Right.
have like things change over time.
Right.
Now, if
As
it was something like 6 months ago, then okay, I could understand. Like those are some serious things that you shouldn't be saying. But
right.
10 years ago is a long time, guys.
Right. Like the thing is what he did particularly in the past, he would joke about like pedophilia and rape. And then recently James Gunn this Thursday tweeted in response, and this is exact words. Many people who have followed my career know when I started I viewed myself as a provocateur. Making movies and telling jokes are outrageous taboo. And as I've discussed publicly many times, and I developed as a person, so is my work in humor. He also stated that it is not it is not to say I'm better, but I'm very different than I was a few years ago. And today I try to root my work in love and connection and in less anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over.
It's like like even I understand that shock humor is not the best kind of humor, but the fact that that was him before. He's different, and now I'm very sure we're gonna have a less funny Guardians.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, according to the report, he has been writing the script for Guardians 3, and the movie was expected to shoot in Georgia in 2020. They never announced the official date, but as a time period, the movie's been successful, both of them. And the thing is that Marvel Studios has indicated that Gunn will continue to work with Marvel after Guardian 3, helping move the cosmic movies across the board. So that means we might get a Captain Marvel movie from James Gunn, probably get Quasar, whomever. But
Um,
I really think that since he's been writing the script for it, I think they're probably gonna pass the script to someone else to take over. Because not only he was directing, he was writing it, and it bums me out personally because I'm like, what is going on here? Get it? And the thing is that James Gunn's been working on this movie, directing and writing it, so it makes it pretty terrible that it's resurfaced. And Kevin Feige from Marvel mentioned that he will still be working with James Gunn. We only moved him. I think they moved him off this movie just to avoid the publicity of it. They still think he's talented. They still think working with him. It's just that because it's popped up right now, let's move you out of the spotlight.
like, so does this mean that James Gunn will still be working on it,
I think
or?
he's only right. Only he only may have written the movie. I think they'll just pass it to another director.
Hmm. Well, if it's been written out, so chances are maybe the flavor will still be there, but uh, there's a difference between having a script and being able to execute it well, which is, up to the director's skills.
Yeah.
Uh, this is, mm, I mean, how do I put this? It's such a, it's such a small, it's a, it's a triviality in a way. It's like if someone who stalks you picks up like a post that you said how many years ago and then holds it against your character. And then and then you ruin a good thing because this is the only incriminating bit of information that you have, and you seriously have beef with them or something.
Yeah.
But and I think you referred to it as, like, before we did this, you referred to it as the trying to stay completely pure or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
the pure, yeah, yeah. But when I was talking to Jules about it when I gave my opinions, it's the purity aspect. Like people have to be 100% pure these days. You can't have no faults. You have to be pure with these ideal motifs. You cannot grow as a person if changes because if somebody who was a former conservative and said I was for gutting healthcare or I used to be anti-government, I'm anti, big government, and now I've seen the benefits of Obamacare and things like that. I changed my mind, but because this happened to you in the past, you'll never be truly liberal because you had a change of heart,
it's like,
which is
guys, this isn't like a criminal record where you could have suspicions, but no, but even then, if it was that how many years ago, and if this person has had a clean slate for a long time, it's not really fair to hold it against them forever.
yeah,
And again, that was 10 years ago. That was a long time ago. That was during his shock humor phase. Like, okay, uh, James Gunn can't, based on you've seen the movie, sometimes it can go for the shock humor, but
yeah,
very, very lightly. But and also it does have a sense of class to it.
yeah,
And I never thought I would say that about Guardians of the Galaxy. A certain sense of class
class,
with Rocket trying to get everyone's body parts somehow.
yeah,
But and it's just I hope that they backpedal on this. I hope they do, because this isn't fair to him, and it's not fair to fans of Guardians of the Galaxy. And we were having a good thing. We had a good thing, guys. And also on the subject of being 100% pure, even if even if you had to take issue with those tweets, how long ago? It's so trivial. That's like saying me scripting my things in my videos is a bad thing because, oh, it's not 100% pure or
live
whatever.
action,
Oh,
yeah. It's not
or
a raw reaction. Ha 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 ha.
or if it's like, oh, you have to use puppets, why can't we just see your face? Because recording things is a lot easier than standing in front of a camera where I sweat.
Sweats.
Or even me filtering my comment section. Yeah, I do that, but this is YouTube. We have a lot of crazy people, and I have come across a lot of very, very sketchy, very crazy commenters before. Like even the very racist kind, like, wow, I never thought it would attract this kind. Delete. But the people assume, like, oh, you do that to avoid negativity. No, I do it to avoid crazy people. And also I realize that there are certain people in my life who really don't like me.
E.
But again, but that's just me doing it out of practicality. This is just something that probably wouldn't be prevalent anymore because it was how many years ago. It
Yeah.
doesn't reflect him now.
No,
This is
especially the fact that if he still had these beliefs or these actions, then we would have seen it prevalent through his other works. But we haven't, have we?
Yeah, it's like, has he been homophobic in his movies? Has he been racist in his movies? No. It's it's not like with Frank Miller where he bleeds everything into his comics, all the bad stuff.
Yeah, let's call it the bad stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just call it that. But James Gunn deserves. I think if I were to put his comedy next to anyone, I would put his comedy next to Seth MacFarlane and Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
I would put his comedy right up there. Like, it's not necessarily stand up, but it's timed well. It's very timed well.
Right. But the thing is, like I said, I'm very happy that they're just moving off the movie. He's not gonna be fired. I doubt anyone's gonna be like, James Gunn head must be on a pike. Yeah, get him out of Marvel. Yeah. I'm like, please stop, guys.
I'm glad it isn't to that effect. I'm glad that everybody sees how messed up this is.
More or less, but like I said, it was a good. I respect the decision by Marvel. Just like we want to avoid the controversy. We want to hit this before it happens. He's off. You can't say anything.
Ah. So, on to a lighter note with a creator that isn't being abused. Well, these days,
These days. Yeah,
Gail Simone.
yeah, Gail Simone.
Hit praise to the great Gail Simone, the only woman who I trust writing Wonder Woman and Batgirl, Birds of Prey. It's like, she's moving up in the world. She finally
yeah,
broke away
Secret
from
Six.
DC, and she was in Marvel for a while, right?
I believe she's still currently at Marvel writing Domino, but I don't know if her contract makes her other works. But yeah, she's currently in the Marvel house. But she recently got an extension that she will be the, I would say, big design person architect for the Lion Forge universe, which is pretty big because her getting that leadership power position is just
She
fantastic.
deserves it.
She
She
just yeah
really does.
she's been in the industry for so long. It's just fantastic.
I almost like thought, when is Gail going to get a big position like Jeff over at DC? When is she gonna earn that chair?
Oh, DC chair, yeah. LOL, good luck.
No, I like, when is she gonna be like a co-creator in chief or something, or creative chief or something? Like, oh my gosh, I could imagine that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And the
could.
thing is that Lion Forge has been pushing a lot of their diversity books, such as Superb. I believe it was written by David Walker. You have they have other books such as Excel, which those two books are pretty good. It has one of my favorite artists. It has one of my favorite artists. Oh man, I love him in the '90s. He did tons of Nightwing works. It'll come to me later because I can't remember right now because I'm too busy just in shock. Because the Catalyst Prime, to me, so far the universe wasn't bad. When I read like two books of it, it seems okay. With trying to make a exclusive black character universe as well as a bunch with other people of color. It looks pretty
And
good.
if you wanted to trust anyone with this kind of universe, then Gail Simone is obviously even my first pick, because you will never. I, she is a very progressively minded person, and bless her soul. She's so. Let me put it this way: when the New 52 started, Batgirl was one of the better books, despite the fact that, oh, Barbara's not in the wheelchair anymore. Okay, because
Well, yeah,
iconic
yeah.
Batgirl.
The big
But that was
big
the
change.
only flaw. But that was the only flaw with it. Gail still wrote a very stellar series. She
Yeah,
still writes. Her writing, bless her soul, I'm so glad that it has not waned. And there's very little I can say about anything negative I can say about Gail. Barely anything.
yeah,
Except that time that she tried to defend she tried to defend Rob Liefeld. Like, oh, bless your soul, but you're too nice.
yeah. Well, it's one of those like she's just like I'll get to it later. But the thing is that I'm happy that she's definitely, and I think that she definitely has the experience to do this. I mean, you know,
Takes
she
time,
definitely
I
Agent
can
X,
tell.
etc. She has a huge repertoire resume from Marvel and DC, and I'm just really really happy that this she's going to be there, and I'm looking forward to her creative design as well as maybe she'll be collaborating with books with them. So I definitely it's definitely going to be a big news for Lion Forge, but I wonder again the details doesn't mention will she be writing for them. She'll be doing what Jeff Johns would do, giving ideas, insight, and hopefully with that, Lion Forge will become a bigger name in the comic book industry. Because right now, a lot of people know them mostly probably for their smaller books like Voltron and maybe some of their Catalyst Prime books such as Excel, Superb, and Noble.
Oh yeah,
Those are probably the
Superb.
big three I could think of right now in Lion Forge.
But they're lucky to have her. Maybe she'll be able to help them out.
Yeah,
Like,
like I said,
it just takes one big name to draw attention, and this she's like the queen at this point.
yeah,
Consider, and she has an she if anyone's gonna work hard, it's gonna be her. Like, bless her soul, she had to deal with DC for how many years, and that's a company that a lot of female creators did not want to be in.
yeah. Just a lot of people, just in general, people don't want to do DC. DC is DC. That's where we put it. Like I mean. And it's a bummer because she worked on both sides of the aisle. She was also at Dark Horse. She kickstarted one of her own books. She's, like I said, she's a name that definitely carries some weight. It's very good that she's landed this position. I'm very proud of her. And we're just everyone, we at the War Peter panels are proud of you. Thumbs up, Gail Simone. You're the best.
I am half tempted to actually stick a picture of her over an altar and like praise Gail Simone,
Praise Gail Simone.
praise this divine angel.
Divine.
It's
Lils,
just
I don't think you have the same opinion when you read her, the 1 Million and the other, and her those two bad books at DC about about the Wall Street Occupy Wall Street books. Those are terrible.
yeah. Not everything she touched turns to gold, especially those Titan books where she was paired with the aforementioned Rob Liefeld. Yeah. Like even ignoring the art, it's like, yeah, this isn't her best work. But it's okay. I'm not gonna keep these comics anyway because they burn.
Ha.
But yeah, so from Gail Simone, you mentioned that there was a movie coming out.
Oh
I
yes, yeah. There's another movie coming out. The Valiant has now confirmed that their Bloodshot movie will be coming around 2020, and we have Vin Diesel. So it's like we did it, guys.
Vin Diesel, really?
Vin Diesel, yeah,
Huh? Not bad.
yeah.
But it actually, yeah, he does look the part. For those who don't know who Bloodshot is, if you've ever circled around enough comic circles, he's the guy that kind of looks like Colossus, but with a red dot on his chest and
Yeah,
guns and
pretty
guns.
much. To put it politely, Bloodshot is character design wise. He is like the Punisher and Wolverine put together. He is
Mm-hmm.
an amnesiac. He is a soldier whose mind was erased to become a weapon for the government, and he's fighting against that, and plus his own other problems. He's pretty cool as a character of his own. He's
Um,
pretty. Yeah, he has a couple of things working for him. The whole yeah, he's like he's a major player in the Valiant universe. He's interacted with the Harbinger characters. You guys can look that up. They're pretty much psychic teenagers. He's pretty much trying to make his own. He's trying to find a way to redeem himself. He has a current run that was done by Jeff Lemire, which is fantastic. I'm really looking into that, and it kind of helps define the character more. But he's kind of one of the big face characters of the Valiant universe. He's one of them. I personally think it should be the Harbingers or Archer and Armstrong. Those are my dudes. But I'm happy that the movie's coming. It's coming closer. It's finally happening. 2020. We could all have some faith in it. And waiting for the trailer to come out, which I'm more hopeful about that than a certain
other trailer,
other trailers, which
which
apparently we
we've
all
all, we
forced to acknowledge.
well, yeah, yeah. But is there any other bad news that we? Oh, think there's a little something that little bit more bad news. Well, this has become like a sandwich, hasn't it? It's like bad news, good news, bad news, good news.
Bad news.
Um, so I wanted to point this out. It's like uh, so recently Stanley he's kind of sad right now. Uh,
Oh, you heard
wasn't it?
of the? Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the story where he's like, I think he lost privilege of custody, something like that. He says, "I just want to go home and die." Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. When I saw that before going to work, it's like, man,
Yeah, I haven't heard more sources confirm if those exact words he said anything, but when I saw it myself, I was like, this is sad, man.
it's like I hope that more of this unfolds, like more information gets out. But still, if that really did come from Stan, it's like the guy's been through enough, guy. Guy's been through too much already, you know? What with the accusations of abuse and everything, and a former business partner
Yeah, it's one of the
basically,
part of Steve Ditko passing. Yeah,
yeah, and then another business partner actually abusing him and tricking him into like signing a paper or whatever.
yeah, signing a document. Yeah,
Yeah, to sign a document and
The whole
the guy's.
this whole yeah his whole like last 2 years has been pretty rough for him.
It's like, guys, he's like 90 some. Leave him alone.
Like, regardless of your beef with him, it's over now. Like he's gonna meet Jesus and Kirby in the future, man. So, yeah, just let it go.
Let's not jinx it. This year already took Steve Ditko.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Squirrel Girl. I mean, yeah, him too.
Yeah. But on another note, let's talk about another creator who decided that he needed a bodyguard.
Oh yeah, so recently at San Diego Comic Con, you guys didn't hear it. Tom King jokingly posted that he has a bodyguard with him during the convention due to massive fallout in the DC community, how people felt about the entire Batman wedding art and how Batman 50 was extremely underwhelming. It was you wasted 6+ months of people's lives, Mr. King. I think people are going to be a little more than upset. Little more than upset.
It's like, come on. It's like Clark is able to have a family and a kid.
Yeah, the thing is that I thought it was personally when I was looking into it. When I was reading the stories, I was like, oh man, Booster Gold had a play in it. They had that lovely speech that everyone showed about Batman and Superman talking about each other to their loved ones, talking to Lois, and he was talking to Selena. He got nothing. He grew up for everything. That scene before they meet in the elevator, everyone's seen it and it's like, oh man, that was brilliantly well written, all for nothing. And I think a lot of fans have finally that's a straw that broke the back, and they felt insulted because you had this scene, you had Booster Gold coming in, you had Miss Ivy, sorry, Poison Ivy said Miss like Poison Ivy being a maid of honor just because she won't kill Batman. It was like,
I
oh,
know.
everything was coming together, and then you just said nope. And that's a huge, huge insult to fans. It's a huge insult to the readers, and I definitely understand that level of rage. But the point that the guy get a bodyguard for it, oof, that's pretty bad. And I think this is a huge and this is a huge manager of DC problem should be mad at because it's like you had variants for this. You were trying to sell books of like the prequel to the wedding that didn't happen. So it's like, come on,
It's like, here's the
that was a
thing.
cop out.
Yeah. It's just okay, it's can we knock off the stereotype of oh superheroes can't get married?
Yeah, it's actually pretty bad. It's actually one of the things I hate a lot.
It's the reason why One More Day is infamous among us.
Yeah, because Peter Parker
And
had the life. Like we were all happy. Yo, he finally grown up.
but no, because we want to keep him young forever.
Yeah, because God knows it's hard to maintain a relationship.
Or like, oh, you can't relate to them if they're married. Screw that.
Actually, you kind of can. You in one situation, you probably even relate to them even more.
And it's like we already have we've proven this. We've proven this with Superman, with him having a kid and a son. And if anything, it's fun that way.
Yeah,
It's been a blast, especially when Mr. and Mrs. Pitlick came back and
yeah.
tried to
Except that
erase
now
them
Ben,
from.
since Brian Michael Bendis still goes Superman, and
I'm interested to see what that will unfold. I
well, Man of
hope it.
Steel is like what 4 issues in, and I'm personally not liking it. So that's
Oh, I
just me.
gotta check this out.
Yeah, you gotta
I
check out
gotta
your
check.
free time. And speaking of things you check out,
Oh yeah.
we have some lovely recommendations this month. So I'm gonna shoot my first recommendation. If you guys haven't already, the latest trade of Some of the Bastards has been released with Jason Aaron and Jason Tour. I recommend checking it out. It's a good book. It's a good book. So I mean, even though one of the villains in that series I think way outlived his usefulness, similar to Mariah Stokes in Luke Cage season 2. That's my only complaint. Otherwise, it's a good series. What's your recommendation, Jules?
Okay, so because it's been a bit of a hectic week. The only thing I've been able to reread or just read at all, Sandman Overture. It's like I this was the anniversary series for Sandman. I think it was like plus 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's done by of course by Neil Gaiman, and also I've heard that a new Sandman series is coming out. Yes, but Overture, it's a prelude as to as to what happened to Dream before he was captured. I'm very sure that anyone who's been into comics, they've at least tangentially heard of Sandman.
Yeah,
When
Sandman is one of Neil Gaiman's quote unquote Magnus Opera. It's top tier stuff.
the very concept of, okay, there were a bunch of cultists who were trying to summon and capture Death, but they got Death's brother Dream instead. And a lot of readers were wondering how the heck was the very concept of dreams, the anthropomorphic king of dreams, be able to be captured by a few occultist people? It's like, well, Overture explains that he was just weakened to a point where he could be easily captured. And the story before that, it's like all Sandman stories. It kind of makes you rethink your view on life, in a
Hmm.
sense,
Yeah,
and because the very scope of the stories that are involved are vast, and we even go into space. We go into space, and we even get a little bit more insight onto the Endless. So, like, we meet their parents. It's like,
yeah,
wait, they have parents
in space.
in space, and then for a second, like, is this God? It's that, and also combined with the great artwork by was it G.H. Williams? J.H. Williams?
Yeah, J.H. Williams. Yeah,
He worked on Batwoman, like the first run back in 2011,
yeah.
and I think he worked on some other Bat books, I think, but this one, it was the perfect pairing. Neil Gaiman is always paired with very surreal kind of artists, but I think J.H. Williams was the perfect one. It's like the Sandman books were trippy enough as they were, but this one, it's like he gave them an updated trippiness to it. And J.H. Williams, I could recommend the book on the art alone. It's like no panel is without every panel serves a purpose. The flow of each panel. Normally, I hate big splash pages because they're a waste of space, but this, he utilizes it so well. It's like the splash page is coming alive and they're all meshing together, but you could still follow it. It's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
in that sense. And I guess it's kind of appropriate because we're
Microphone
dealing
muted.
with beings that are, they're literal concepts of reality and whatnot, and we're going around not just around Earth, but different dimensions and space and time. It's like, oh no, yeah, this is a very trippy book in many regards, and I really like that we're also getting a new series.
Microphone
Ah,
activated.
so that's enough of me gushing about. That's enough of the hipster gushing about Sandman.
Well, it is the Sandman. Give me a dream. But no.
I mean, if any of you like Lucifer, that TV series by Fox, it's because of that. It's because of Sandman.
Yeah. Well, they're all within Neil Gaiman's universe of books. So.
Well, I don't think he wrote the Lucifer series.
Oh no, Lucifer was a character in his universe, so he created Lucifer.
Yeah, but the books, the books from before and the book now, it's not being handled by him.
No, no, no.
But
It's
which is
no, no,
still
no, no.
good.
That's not him. Lucifer, like the current Lucifer series are done by I think okay, Jay Kelly or something like that. Yeah, but the original, but no, Lucifer was a side character created in the Sandman book, which they gave his own series. The
Yep.
half line.
So any of you love that Lucifer TV series, which is freaking awesome. You have Neil Gaiman to thank for that.
Yes, we should
It's
all
like
thank
Lucifer.
We should all thank Neil Gaiman for one day he'll come back and take. No, he's not going back to DC. Hell no, he's got too much real money.
Well, he is, with Vertigo coming back.
The new Vertigo. That's a whole different beast of its own.
Yeah, let's just stick to the Lucifer TV series. It's like, oh, Lucifer Morningstar. Is that a stage name? God given, I'm afraid.
God.
I
anyway,
love the show so much.
yeah. Anyway, guys, that's us. That wraps us up for this month for the War Infinite panels. Be sure to follow us on all social media. And again, if you if you like this content, be sure to, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to Jules Shan channel for more YouTube based content, reactions, reviews, an occasional podcast with the most handsome looking Marvel fanboy there is, myself.
I've seen how you look. You're not that handsome.
They don't have to know about that.
No, don't worry, don't worry. He has a girlfriend, so he is handsome
Yes, in theory.
in
Da-na-na-na.
theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, guys, and also I'll be into more detail about that trailer. The script's being written right now. Soon.
The script. She don't need a
I'm gonna
script for this. Trust me.
I'm going to tear this trailer a new one. All
All
right,
right.
guys. See ya.
See ya.